If this Santa Inc. Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman situation wasn't bad enough already, this disaster just got a lot worse. We have Rotten Tomatoes doctoring and freezing the score on Rotten Tomatoes. Now we have IMDB giving fake reviews to try to bump up the score that isn't really working. And also we have some other controversy from Seth Rogen himself. A lot of people are trying to cancel Seth Rogen, which obviously I don't agree with. I don't agree with the cancelization of anyone, but people are saying that he said something very offensive in one of these clips that I'll show you in 1 second. Let's check in on the dislike to like ratio on the original Santa Inc. trailer. We now have 3.7k likes to 153,000 dislikes. That is pretty crazy. Once again, only 770,000 views, which honestly is pretty good for a trailer that no one would have cared about. No one would have even watched this trailer unless this controversy would have happened. So I guess, like I said in my last video, no publicity is bad publicity, but in this case, you know, it doesn't get much worse than this. This publicity is kind of the definition of bad publicity, but it did get them a lot more views. It did get them a lot more people watching the show, a lot more eyeballs on the show than before. If this controversy would have never happened, none of this would have, no one even would have known about this show because it's just not a good show. You know, it's just not good content. So no one would have cared. The word of mouth wouldn't have been there. The scores obviously aren't there, but because they're all-time low scores, because the show is so bad when it comes to the controversy within the show and the politics, the agenda, the propaganda that's being pushed inside of the show, and then also Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman obviously blaming the fans for being white supremes. You know the drill already, why I can't say the actual term that they use. But if all of that stuff didn't happen, if Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman didn't come after the fans for being these racists, which actually they are, you know, they're making the show that's pushing the racial divide even further by the stuff that they're putting inside of this show, Santa Inc. But obviously, you know, they'll never realize that. They'll never be red-pilled. They're too far gone. There's no point in even trying to let them know that they're in the wrong because they will never realize. And even if they did realize, they would just continue down the path that they're already going down and they would never admit it. But here is the clip that I'm talking about. I showed a little part of it yesterday in my video, but I didn't realize that a lot of people were taking offense because the comments are turned off, obviously, for obvious reasons. Can't be letting people speak their mind on something as offensive as this. So the comments are turned off on this one as well. 179 likes to 10,000 dislikes on only 50,000 views. That ratio in itself, 50,000 views to 10,000 dislikes, is also extremely bad and pretty crazy, honestly. Shout out to everyone who's still disliking videos on YouTube, even though most people can't even see the like to dislike ratio. If you don't know, there are Chrome extensions that I use right now that let you see the like to dislike ratio, or still see dislikes. I guess you can always see likes, but a lot of people aren't even disliking videos anymore. Imagine how bad this would be if the dislike count was still public for everyone, if you didn't need a Chrome extension, because people, let's be real, people only dislike certain videos because they want the dislike count to go up. If the dislike count is not present, they're not going to dislike videos. So it would be a lot worse if it was present for everyone. But like I was saying, in this clip, a lot of people were taking offense to something that Seth Rogen said. I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments if you know. I'm not too well versed on this to know how offensive this actually is, or if it was just a bunch of people on Twitter getting mad for no reason. I'll play the clip right now for you to see. Let's check it out.
It's perfect. Oh, I love Christmas.
You'd have to hate America not to.
Well, I guess it's time. Let's light this puppy. Tyler?
Who's Tyler?
Seth, it's Saturday. Tyler's my Shabbos goy.
Wow. It's beautiful. Can we have Tyler preheat the oven before he leaves?
Already done.
Wow. That's some goy.
You're the best, Tyler. Thank you so much. Have a great...
That's the part right there that a lot of people were taking offense to on Twitter and also in my comment section and stuff like that. Let me know in the comments how much you know and if you know exactly why that's offensive. From what I know, a Shabbos goy is something that the Jewish people hire during the Sabbath to do work because they're not allowed to do work during the Sabbath. And apparently a goy is a derogatory term that's sometimes used in their culture. I don't know. I really don't know exactly why that's so bad, but let me know in the comments if you know why. I just wanted to bring it to your attention because a lot of people are kind of trashing on Seth Rogen for also saying what he just said right there, but I'll continue playing the clip as well because they also say some other stupid stuff.
So, now what?
I don't know, you want to sit on the couch and watch the fire roar?
No, I would rather watch an R-rated animated Christmas comedy with a touch of a feminist agenda.
I have just the thing. When I was a kid.
That's pretty much it. That's, you know, they just go into another trailer or a few more clips or whatever it's going to be. But it's crazy to me how they think some of this stuff is funny. Like nothing in this trailer that happened was funny at all. And maybe it's just going over my head, or maybe Seth Rogen just isn't funny. And Sarah Silverman never has been funny. Seth Rogen I used to think was funny a long time ago, but Sarah Silverman was just never funny to me. And nothing that they said in this trailer, nothing that they did inside of the show or in the show's trailers, none of it was ever funny to me at all. And I think, like I said in my very first video that I did on this topic, I think the show's concept is actually a pretty cool and interesting concept. They actually could have made a very funny show out of it, a raunchy Christmas style show about Santa Claus and stuff. Could be very funny, but the fact that they just injected so many political agendas into it, so much politics, so much propaganda in this show, it just ruins it. It ruins a concept that could have been promising, and it just turns it into straight trash. And it turns it into the only reason why anyone's even talking about this show is because of how much of idiots these two look like for acting like they did on social media, how much idiots these two look like for creating this show and putting this much politics into it. It's so stupid. You ruined what could have been a possibly good show. And also, we get to the Rotten Tomatoes score. This has been frozen 100%. This is nothing new for Rotten Tomatoes. They do this all the time. I covered the Kevin Smith Masters of Universe Revelation stuff very closely, and they did the same exact thing. I don't even think that this score is just frozen. I believe it was at 1% at one point, so I'm sure they froze it at 1% and then bumped it up a couple of percent, because having a 1% on Rotten Tomatoes is just a really bad look. But I guess, you know, maybe Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman don't have as much pull with Rotten Tomatoes as Kevin Smith does, because Kevin Smith's show, the Masters of Universe Revelation show, it went down to like 29% and got bumped up to around 40-something%. So they froze that score, and they did the same thing with this one, because you can't even see how many reviews are left now. You can't even see that number, and you could see it before. And there's not even enough critics to even, they're refusing to even watch the show. So that plays into the fact that I said earlier, where if this show didn't have this much controversy, no one would even care, because the critics do not care about this show. I believe you have to have 5 critic reviews to actually have a score. I'm not sure the exact number. Let me know in the comments if you know the exact number, but I believe it's 5. So not even 5 critics have left a review, and they're hiding the amount of audience scores that there are. They did the same thing for Masters of Universe Revelation. You couldn't see the number of audience scores after a while, and then magically it bumped up 10 to 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's so weird. You know, it's so weird why they're protecting these really bad shows. It's so strange to me why they do that, but I guess there's a reason behind it. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you know why that is, why they protect these shows. And then you come to the IMDb score, and it's so much more hilarious because there's so many 1-star reviews or 1-point reviews, 6,615 1-point reviews, and then 149 2s, and then for some reason 301 10s. It's kind of weird how randomly it just jumps all the way up to 10. Randomly, all these people, 6,615 people think it's only a 1, and then 300 people think it's a 10. And if you go look at these reviews, if you go actually look at the people who typed out the reviews, who gave the 10s, all they're saying, it's all fake reviews. All they're saying is just leaving a 10-point review to piss off the right people. That's all they're saying. A 10-star review, whatever it is. I don't know if it's points or stars, whatever. All they say is just leaving a 10-star review to piss off the right people. They're not even watching this show. They don't care. They're just doing it because they want to protect these political agendas, these political propaganda shows that Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman are creating with stuff like Santa Inc. and also other shows as well. It's not just Santa Inc., but it seems like Santa Inc. is the big culmination, like I said in my last show. It's the Avengers Endgame of the Hollywood brainwashing. Because there's no way that Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman are doing this on their own. I refuse to believe that someone can be this idiotic without being brainwashed to actually make a show like this and think that when it does bad, it's only because of racism, when you are literally making a racist show. Pretty much the entire premise of this show is a racist concept. It's pretty stupid, but let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation. What do you think about what Seth Rogen said in this clip? Let me know why exactly that's offensive in the comments. And also Rotten Tomatoes freezing the Rotten Tomatoes score, IMDb also having 300 fake reviews to try to bump up the score a little bit, even though it's still a 1.1, but without those 300 fake 10-star reviews, it would be a 1 exactly. So that's pretty hilarious in itself. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link to that will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you in the next one.